Although he was not the one who initiated the Knights of Columbus in the Philippines, he is regarded as the Father McKivney of the Philippines, principally because he held firmly the vision and courage of the founder of the Order of the Knights of Columbus. He was responsible for propagating the Knights of Columbus in the country. When Father Willmann was appointed the first district deputy for the Philippines in 1947, the Knights of Columbus consisted only of Manila Council 1000, with a couple of councils in some parts of the country that numbered about 257 members. Father George J. Willmann is an American Jesuit priest from Brooklyn, New York, who first came to the Philippines in 1922 to fulfill a teaching stint at the Ateneo de Manila. After completing his studies and being ordained in the United States in 1928, he was sent back to Manila in 1936, where he spent all his years.
He was very, very kind. And then when he was going out to visit the Knights, he would bring me also and allow me to talk. And he was treating me so, as if I was his equal, but I was only a scholastic, a seminarian, and he was an established priest. But what I remember first about him most was his kindness. He was very, very kind. And he was a doer.
During the war, he led a group of knights in providing relief centers in Manila for released prisoners from Japanese concentration camps in Capas, Tarlac. He himself was imprisoned, tortured, and had his life threatened many times by the Japanese invaders. But he still carried out his priestly mission to provide solace and assistance to those in need.
Both of us were together in that. We were under the Japanese for 3 years and 2 months. And we went to the prison camp together in Los Baños. And I think what I remember most about him in Los Baños was his sister is a nun. And she was in the next barracks. She was in barracks 20. We were in barracks 19. And when the Americans jumped on us and the bullets were flying all around, we were released that way by the 11th Airborne paratroopers. But the guerrilleros were just outside, and they were firing from 7 o'clock in the morning when the paratroopers first jumped. And he took the pot lid of the food that they were bringing us, which was rice only. We were getting 2 ounces of rice in the morning and 2 ounces of rice in the afternoon, and that was all. But he used that as a shield against the bullets and ran across from barracks 19 to barracks 20 to take care of his sister. That crisis of the war, he was never depressed by crisis, never. The question was given to me before this interview began. Do you know of any moments when his faith, hope, and charity were under fire? Well, they were under fire many, many times, but especially, let's take the prison camp. Well, even I myself, on the 3rd Christmas under the Japanese, we were weak from hunger. You can gather how bad the hunger was. Joe Maxey began the war at 240 pounds. When he was weighed by the Red Cross in Muntinlupa, he weighed 118. He lost 122 pounds.
Inspired with the social teachings of the Church, Father Willmann made the poor both the justification and objective for organizing the Colombian Farmers Aid Association, or CFAA, in 1951, and Knights of Columbus Fraternal Association of the Philippines Incorporated in 1958. This way, he went very close to the ideals of Father McKivney, who organized the first council in New Haven, Connecticut, among the poor immigrant laborers. Driven by his obsession to help the poor, he caused the change of name and objectives of the Colombian Farmers Aid Association to Knights of Columbus Community Services, KCCS, in 1962. This time, The focus was to handle projects intended for the social and economic improvement of both rural and urban communities. The most outstanding work of KCCS was the establishment of community-based cooperative credit unions in many dioceses throughout the country.